All right, hey everybody, we're back. We're going to talk about this deal right here, this bed stiffener thing that Ford has on there for the Ranger. We know about this. Now, Ford is not the only one that has this problem, okay? But Ford is actually doing something about it through the factory, which is a very good thing. Other companies have not. So we're going to dive into this a little bit, but we know and just found out that if you own a Ford Ranger and they are telling you that if you're going to put anything above the bed rails, such as like crossbars up there with gear up on top, rooftop tent, a kayak rack, anything like it, which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. Even a kayak rack, if you're putting something like that up there, you need to get these stiffeners for there. It says right on these stiffeners here, these pieces that you see that are right here that have to go onto the front of the bed that you can install yourself. They're probably going in predetermined bolt holes and probably pretty simple to do. But it's interesting right here that it says that if you load anything above there that weighs more than 88 pounds, okay, 88 pounds, that's a big time issue. It says examples of these include service body bed caps, ladder racks, carrier, crossbars, load bearing elevated accessories. These are going to be your rooftop tents. Anything you want to put on here, you are going to have to get these bed stiffeners. They are sold through Ford directly. They are $169 to buy. And then it's $225 if you want installation done on it included in there. If you take it to the dealership, you're looking at to have the dealer install them. You're looking at, if you want exact numbers, you're at, what do we say there? So you're going to be 224 plus 169 is going to be $400 is what it's going to cost you to have these added if you don't want to do it yourself and have the dealer add these on. $400 to put these on. That's crazy, and I'm not defending Ford, not even a little bit. I think it's ridiculous that they didn't put these in here already and that they built a truck that cannot have more than 88 pounds above the bed rails. That's the dumbest thing ever, especially in the world we live in today with overlanding and everything going on. But with that said, they are not the only ones, even though they're the ones that my phone keeps blowing up about. No, you guys keep sending me things. Have you seen this about Ford? Ford, their Raptor, the Ranger, and the Ranger sucks, and well, they didn't build it right. And you're right. I'm not defending Ford. Ford screwed up with this. This should have been added anyway. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But they're not the only ones. Let's take a look at this. Okay, Toyota for the last 15 years has had problems because of their composite bed where you got to add in these bed rail stiffeners if you are going to put anything up there. Rooftop tents, anything like that, you have to add these bed rail stiffeners onto Tacomas. I mean, it's just nonstop. I mean, there's so many of them out there, so many of them available. There's people making their own. Okay, this is a mandatory deal. Look at here, even here. I mean, it's a mandatory must-have thing with the Tacoma, and look at how many years they went with this, and they didn't fix anything about it. They did not fix this issue, which, like I said, gets pretty ridiculous. And I got mad at Ford or at Toyota for this when I had my Tacoma. I'm like, this is stupid. Did I have to worry about this stuff if I'm going to off-road truck, and I wanted to put something like a camper? Or a rooftop tent, or even put crossbars to put gear up there and put a rack across there. Any of that stuff I want to do, I'd have to deal with this garbage and pay the extra money to do this. It was very upsetting. Toyota is also not the only one, okay? We have on, remember the bent frame aspect here of this, what happened with the ZR2 when it first came out in 2023. We saw the race truck. He actually finished the race, and we know that he had way too much weight, gas, fuel tank, everything was back here. We understand that, but it has already turned up a few times already here, okay? This one right here, Downtime Lost, excellent YouTube channel. This guy runs his 2023 his 2023 Colorado Z71 hard. But in a video he just put out literally 5 days ago, look at his dent he has here. He's got it on both sides. He's got a huge dent right here on his truck. And I think he goes around and shows it on this side right here as well, too. He's got it on this side. Look at this huge dent here from the cab rolling into it. And he says in the video he's not the only one. Another guy that rides with him has the same thing. Look, it's even separated the window trim right there. It's dented in. And he says from too much flex. Now, if you look at his truck, on here too, right here, his truck has a rooftop tent, a rig system, and this is a heavy all aluminum or whatever this is. I mean, he's got a heavy rig on here, but you can even see that dent right in there against his thing from that cab flex with all this weight up on here. Okay, so this is not uncommon This stuff happens, and these are things you got to think about. These trucks, regardless of what we're doing to them, they are not built well today. Okay, no truck is. Don't be fooled. And even if your truck that you buy, like say you buy something else and it's not going to have this problem, it'll have other problems. Trucks are not made good today. They're just not. And they're made as cheap as possible. And like I said, you got all these versions that have issues. Here's another one. Here's another ZR2 with a bent, the cab smashed into there. This is on the last gen, I think. But right there, it happened in there too. So they got right here, frame stiffener plates for it for the Colorado. So we have these issues here are things that you got to keep in mind that they're, it sucks that Ford did this. This is really stupid that we got to deal with this on these trucks today. And I don't know if possibly if Toyota reinforced that frame in 2024 because the 23s were out already or being made when we knew that this happened and saw this happen. So we're not aware if they corrected that and didn't tell anybody in 2024, because I've never heard of a 2024 doing this, and there's a lot of people out there running them, maybe not as hard as this guy is, but this issue is there for all of them. And like I said, the Tacomas, this has been known for so many years, and Toyota never did nothing to it. I don't even know if they fixed it in their new gen because it's still a composite bed. So even in the 2024s, it might be the exact same issue, and you got to put these stupid frame stiffeners in here that really get in the way of you accessing your bed and the stuff you're going to do there and all that kind of things. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the way these trucks are built today and what they're doing with them. It just doesn't make any sense to me why they can't make this stuff stronger or actually reinforce these things knowing what we're going to do with them and we're going to put gear on them. But anyway, yes, it sucks that Ranger built it the way they did. They did not do this correctly. It sucks that the number is only 88 pounds. What were they thinking? And it sucks that you got to pay $400 to have these things installed for you. And it sucks that they didn't come with them already. Okay, but ripping on Ford, 100% okay with that because they screwed up here. But so did all the other ones. And if you're worried about that and you're going to go putting rooftop tents and doing things to your truck, you got to take a look at this, do some research so you know that what you have to do to your truck to be able to handle that. Because it's not like it was, 30 years ago where you could go out and pick yourself up a truck bed camper like this from back in the day and just slam these things in there and be all good to go. Okay, this kind of stuff. You don't have that luxury now to be able to put, and most of these go inside the bed anyway. But the point being, these aren't built to handle, this sort of stuff. Rooftop tents, and all the gear that you're putting on all these racks, they're not built, trucks are not built to handle that kind of weight up above the rails on there and all that stuff on there. So even if you're putting a simple rack like this up there on these, this rack alone is going to weigh too much, and even not counting any gear on there, you're going to be in trouble. Or kayak rack for truck, this kind of thing right here. I mean, you can't do this with these trucks today and have this much weight on there without doing some sort of support to them. It's going to be mandatory. So just understand that. So, or like this even. Look at this. There's no way you're going to pull this off today on a mid-sized truck and get away with this without doing some kind of damage to it. They just don't make them good anymore. No truck is built good like what a truck was before. They don't have it anymore. Remember, if you follow my other channel, I built a rack very similar to this. Okay, I built it for my first F-150, first aluminum-bodied F-150, my 2015 F-150. I built one of these. Awesome video. God, it would probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to pop up in here somewhere. But I made one of these things on here, and that's actually about my design right there. That's very similar to what I did. But I built these because I originally had one of this style on there, and it ended up shredding and breaking and ripping the top off of this. Okay, off of the F-150. It ripped the top rail off. And so I said, nope, never doing that again. And I built one that actually went into the truck bed like this. And the design was flawless. Used it for many years. But to get the weight off of the rails. This, like I said, not an uncommon problem, but it is a problem that you will need to be concerned with if you are going to do any of this kind of stuff to your truck. And at least Ford does offer a factory fix option for it, even though it sucks, but at least we get that. Toyota has never done that. They don't give us anything from the factory. Colorado doesn't either that I'm aware of, although I can't find any data. They might have actually corrected this in 2024 when they knew what happened here. They might have just reinforced that frame all the way through. I don't know. I can't find any information on it though. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed the little video. Give me your comments down below. What do you think on all this? So thanks for watching.